draw, win India comprehensively, or is it New Zealand? If all of you are saying India win, then I'll ask you your question. How many days?
I want Shubman Gill to score runs in the first innings. That is my first priority over here because they
without Williamson and keep is the half side, so he can always play long innings and can frustrate the Indian bowler, and he plays spin very well.
Some anti-climax blockbuster T20 series we had recently, and the series is done between India and Bangladesh, focusing back on continuing the red ball form and what India defeated Bangladesh comprehensively. It's now to carry forward the home tour against the BlackCaps. I have three wonderful guests with me. Gurupalji, welcome to the show, Jihan and Rohan. Starting with Rohan. Rohan, one word of yesterday's man who has been backed enormously by Gautam Gambhir. Sanju Samson finally delivering at the biggest stage.
Yeah, I think Gauti had told, right, if you don't pick Sanju, it's not Sanju's loss, but India's loss. So I think finally he got a good run of games, even in spite of the earlier non-performance in Sri Lanka maybe, but giving that confidence and a good number to bat, I think that showed a bit more freedom and all that thing that's going on, fearlessness, that the approach is there. I think finally all those things materialized because of the consistency in his selection finally. He did look good in the first couple of games, but I think some wrong shot selection, which is age-old problem. But finally, I think yesterday he got going in the first couple of overs itself. I think that kind of is this batting, and then I think those 5-6ers to top it off. I think fabulous, man. He deserved 100. I think in 40 balls, the second fastest, but some of the shots were absolute breathtaking. The 6-over extra cover of the Fizz, not easy off a slower ball. I think those were only Sanju Samson specials. You've seen it in the IPL, but finally on the international stage doing it, I think maybe if he can do it more consistently against the bigger teams, I think that's what will be his next step forward. But yesterday, I think kudos to him. Everyone, 297 is a awesome performance, man.
Absolutely. What a shot that was over extra cover. But Jian, he's somebody, a team which you support, to be honest. But Sanju Samson as an opener alongside Abhishek Sharma. But when we see the big guns coming back into the side, Yashasvi Jaiswal, Shubman Gill, do you think Sanju can retain his spot in just considering the performance he had in this series?
See, if you see, apart from Sanju's innings, I don't feel that Shubman Gill should be added into the T20 squad. I think he doesn't fit in there because already we have got these bunch of players who are already performing, and Shubman is already focusing on ODIs and Tests very well, and he's performing. In fact, he's performing more better than he's performing in T20s. So I feel make him play in that longer format role, and yes, that gives opportunity to Sanju as well. We don't need we don't need, like, we can have maybe Ishan Kishan back into the T20 squad if at all he's giving some good domestic performances, and because obviously he'll have to make his way up and he'll have to work extra hard now considering these wicketkeeper slots are getting intact. So but yeah, Sanju, I think after this is going to give him a lot of confidence. I think it will be very difficult for the selectors to not take him into the squad. And maybe as Rohan rightly mentioned, that Gautam Gambhir said that it is India's loss, not his loss. So I think it was this somewhat. I feel this is the same pattern what our selectors did for Surya Kumar Yadav as well for all over the years. Like, he was selected for the country at the age of 30. So I think Sanju is just turned 29. Like, he'll be turning 30 in November. I think it could be the turning point in his career. And you just never know. Maybe yesterday, because he looked confident, he looked aggressive, and the celebration also, what he did was, it felt like it was a huge. I could see a huge relief on his face. Yeah,
relief. Yeah, exactly, absolutely. But Paji, Jian mentioned about not having the players who have been successful in a longer format of the game. Do you think India should now focus on format players, the shortest format of the players, example Surya Kumar Yadav and others, and similarly focusing on the experienced ones in the biggest longer format, which is ODI and Test match cricket?
I guess Jihan and Rohan were specific about the same thing. So I want India should focus on the specific format specific player, because every place cannot play three format. There will be some specialist costs as well, which will help India to rotate its player. That workload management will also be there. So I don't. We must focus on the specific format players, and like he already said, Shubman Gill, Jaiswal, and they are, as of now, they are focusing more on the Test cricket and the ODI cricket, which Champions Trophy is also coming. So India this will give Gautam Gambhir a time to build a solid 15-20 players core before the IPL, because there are 4 T20s against South Africa, then 5 T20s against England. So as per what we were discussing earlier, as well, we should be able to have 20 players recognized after the IPL, before the last 20 matches going to the World Cup should start. So we must be able to have 20 players, and we'll see in the IPL how the other players perform. Then there's the injury things as well. So here and there, a couple of changes can be made of players that we added. As per the Sanju Singh and Sanju's innings concerned, it was fantastic inning. He's the able replacement for Rohit Sharma, and you guys need to give credit to me as well for meeting him. And after that, he scored century. The six he hit of Fizz were exceptional. We know how he can treat spinners. Because his main scoring area is the cow corner and the long on and long off. But the way he hit the back foot punch for to Fizz for the six, that was the shot of the day.
Absolutely, because that you need enormous power. I must tell you, not just timing, but the
Hmm.
power hitting it off the back foot over in front of square. That is enormous power, and that he delivered it. So you guys are saying all format players. We'll come to that now. Focusing back on the red ball format, Rohan. It's a new captain for New Zealand, experienced but a new captain. Tom Latham up front against our hitman Rohit Sharma, who leaked a story a previous while about Rishabh Pant. Talk us through, was it smartness? Some of the rivals are saying it's cheating, unfair. Talk us through the tactics. Was it fair enough to win you a game?
It's all, man. It's nothing against the rules, right? What are the umpires there for? I mean, he used something that is very much a part of the game these days. We have seen batsmen do it when the light is fading, or bowlers sometimes start bowling off spin and stuff if the fast bowling is not allowed. So it's all part and parcel of the game. It's nothing, not cheating or anything. It's just part of the game. People using the rules smartly. And Rishabh, I think, did a very good job. I think, as Rohit pointed out, he told the physio also that he's acting and just keep on taping the knee. So it shows
Yeah,
that the guy is very smart. Street smart is what's the word to be used.
absolutely.
Rightly change the momentum at that point of time to get Klassen's breakthrough there
Wicket. Yep.
immediately after that. And these are the small things that define you as a player, man. Not just your ability with the bat or in the field, but these street smartness, how you change the momentum of the game. I think that's what defines someone like a Rishabh Pant. We have not spoken to him on the T20 squad yet, but once he is also available, and he is a gun player, man. You never can keep anybody like him out of any squad you pick, because he's a game changer. And we all know match winners is what you require at this day and age. You can't have these anchors and stuff like that, which was a template which used to be followed a
Yeah,
few years back. But I think a match winner, a game changer like a Rishabh is a must in any format. If he's available, fit, and in form, definitely your number one pick in any squad for me, man. But coming
absolutely.
to
All three
Latham, I think
format of
is
the game. Yeah,
yeah, definitely. I think also coming to Latham, I think he has led New Zealand on and off a little bit when
yeah,
Williamson was not available. He's a smart guy. He has been to India a lot, has good success to begin with, and also many lefties have had good sweeping powers to succeed in India. I think Latham will be a crucial guy if we can target him, as they say, attack the head of the snake. If you can get him rattled a bit, I think then the things will get a bit easier. But they will be well prepared. They have come to India a lot. They are the one team that does.
yeah.
Um, adjust to the conditions better than other teams. So I think we need to be a bit wary. Yeah, India is a powerful team at home, but New Zealand will be a good challenge.
Absolutely, that is true. But they have played a lot of IPL players are there, so that is the reason we're saying they're used to Indian conditions. Yes, Paji, over to you in terms of what Rohan said.
I wanted to add one more point what Latham has told about Rishabh Pant and all. I just wanted to remind you all guys what happened in the India New Zealand ODI series. How Latham got those stumpings. Everybody should see what he did at that time. The Hardik Pandya dismissal was a controversial dismissal. So before pointing the fingers to anyone, first one should look at yourself what you do when you are on the field. You play fair and square. You don't play fair and square. So you don't have a right to point out fingers on our players when you also do some same things in the heat of the moment.
But Paji,
Absolutely,
don't you
that
think these things is what Indian team players need to get that fire back on and on field? We'll see some good chatting around in the sledging
absolutely.
area for sure. So wait for it in the stump mics.
That is 100% true. But coming to the squad of Team India, we can see more or less the same squad that has been there versus Bangladesh. But Jian, coming to you, a little bit surprised not to see Yash Dayal in part of the squad, or is it that it's too many competitions in the squad?
No, no, I don't think. See, I had felt that Yash Dayal was like, if he wanted to play, we should have played him against Bangladesh only. But if Rohit is, and the selectors are maintaining a same squad, so we can expect just like you can say a 98% similar squad going to BJT. So that is how it is going to be. So this is just a preparation going to, before going to Australia, this 5 match home series. So what I feel is we can maybe, or if not, maybe Mohammad Shami will or will not be included. Apart from that, I don't see many changes, coming into that thing, because we have already seen our reserves as well, because we have come in the form of Harshit Rana, Prasidh Krishna, etc.
Yeah,
These guys are doing very well in domestic in the red ball format as well. So I think we have already have a good core, and I don't see any changes. Akashdeep is doing well as a third
yeah,
pacer. I think he's like bringing the ball and he's getting breakthroughs. He had a very underrated series in against Bangladesh. I feel he was one of the best players for according to me in that entire 2 match series. So I think he's going to be very crucial in
yeah,
Australia. If Shami doesn't make it. But apart from that, I think I think yeah, they'll find yes, style, yes, no, because I think he needs to play, I think, more games maybe, and it is difficult, obviously, to get such players in, and to drop somebody right now at this kind of stage, because obviously you can't get Yasdal playing a Border Gavaskar
True.
trophy immediately. Like I mean,
Exactly.
circumstances were different last time around when Natarajan was forced to play, Washington Sundar was forced to play. That was because of the long-term injuries what our players faced. But I think this time around, I think we looked settled, we looked fired
Absolutely.
up.
We have bunch of fast bowlers, I must tell you. That's the plus point we have. We're
And
not
fingers crossed is I think Jasprit Bumrah. I mean, I will not jinx it, but we have Jasprit Bumrah this time in the Border Gavaskar Trophy, and you know what he is capable on those kind of pitches. And I just pray that our batters do the job for us. I think it is very important to get runs in Australia rather than bowling them out, because
absolutely.
if you're even if you're batting first on a Boxing Day, and we know the Stark, Hazelwood, Cummins come firing, and it is difficult to score runs. But once we get that momentum going in, and after playing that first hour without losing many wickets, then I think it's our game to lose.
Absolutely, that is 100% true. But you spoke about the batters, and we're coming to Chinnaswamy Stadium. Local lads are there. KL Rahul is there, Jihan. There is also Virat Kohli, former RCB man. So talk us through the fan base they will get in their home ground.
See, it is. See, eyes are always open for Virat Kohli. Wherever Virat Kohli is in that 11, every time it is going to be spoken of, because 11, mein, if you don't see Virat Kohli, still he's going to be spoken of. Like what happened against in the England home series when he had gone for personal reasons, of course, for the birth of his son.
So you're saying
But
Virat Kohli, if he's not part of the 11, the fans will be half in the stadium?
no, no, not. I will not say half, but he is always going to be the talking point. I feel,
So
even if
what
he
about
scores a
what
hundred.
about what about Multan
See,
Cricket
KL
Stadium in the
Rahul
second
also.
test?
I think KL. I think. Sorry.
What about Multan Cricket Stadium in the second test when they do not see their king?
I mean, they will be happy. In fact, with what previous records he's been facing. I think their own king has not gone. He's gone without a 50 for the past 17 innings now. So I think yeah. But I think talking about even KL here, Bengaluru, they fans love him because I remember the Dulip Trophy also they were
Dulip Trophy, yeah.
chanting his name. I think, and we have all hearing the speculations as well that RCB want to retain. I
RCB,
think
yeah.
buy him off as captain. I mean that will be a happy homecoming, because I remember in 2016 he had a very good tournament, and he's done well in IPL. But yeah, I mean, one innings after, like, I don't know, infinite number of innings, I've seen KL play a good
Yeah.
fast approach in the second inning, in that second
Second
innings of
innings. Yeah.
first innings or second
Second
innings.
innings. Second innings, yeah.
Second innings. So yeah, so I think fair enough. I think it will be difficult right now to get him dropped for someone like Sarfaraz or Dhruv Jurel, but because
Absolutely. The experience is there, and we have a very good middle order. That's talking about the experience, Paji. Similarly, on the other hand, Black Caps, New Zealand have made this squad as well. More or less the same side which lost to Sri Lanka in a recent past away from home. But they're expecting the same spin conditions, New Zealand. Different captain, different vice captain. Devon Conway is the vice captain. He's had Indian flair as well, playing for the IPL Chennai Super Kings. What are your thoughts looking into this New Zealand squad? Can they challenge the likes of India, who they always love to face?
I guess New Zealand would be able to would be given a strong fight to Indian, and they always give fight to Indian. And we can see they were coming off lack of cricket because of that. Bangladesh match against Afghanistan got washed off, so they were into Sri Lanka without any much kind of cricket behind them. So they would be well prepared with the loss they have against Sri Lanka. So they will be well prepared because the conditions are almost similar, and we can say. So they would be well prepared, and they have class players like Rachin Ravindra is there. Darren Mitchell is always puts up a fight. Bracewell, Tom Latham, Devon Conway. They would be surely missing Williamson as the key player, and which we can always take advantage of that because without Williamson and Kiwis is the half side, but he can always play long innings and can frustrate the Indian bowler, and he plays spin very well. So it will be an interesting match. But again, I'm saying India is a too strong team at home. Where do you play baseball, but not baseball, Australia, England, any tactics that won't come
GG
against
ball.
India. G ball,
We,
only
we
ball,
have GG
only
ball. I must tell you,
baseball is
we have
working
broken
as of
we
now.
have broken all records in the second innings versus Bangladesh. That's to be very proud of. But talking about the pitch report and also the conditions, Rohan, just look at outside your window and let us know what is the weather forecast for the first test at Bengaluru, and how can you expect the pitch? Is it going to be a little bit touch of green grass on top of the surface?
It's been rainy in the late evenings, Pritham, especially afternoon onwards. But I think maybe the first day maybe a little bit rain affected, but overall I don't see much impact of the rain. Yes, definitely there'll be moisture underneath the pitch for sure, and some movement in the first session. But we all know the drainage at the Chinnaswamy is
Exactly, I was
world
about
class,
to
and
come to there. Yeah.
any much rain will not impact the start of the play. It will be getting on with it very quickly. But definitely there will be some need for the seamers for sure early up, and the spinners also. But what I feel is there will be good amount of bounce this time. We've seen in the Dulip Trophy as well. So good bounce means the edges will carry. So even the seamers can also be in a good amount of play. As you just said about Rahul and Virat, I think another guy Akashdeep is also a local boy for us, man. Though he's from Bengal, so I think he has a pretty good record here. I think he will make the ball talk, since I think in Bangladesh series also he did exceedingly well. So I think all these guys will be a good bunch to play, and definitely start with three seamers should be the way to go here at Bangalore to start with.
Yeah.
But day 4-5 there'll be definitely a lot of spin and uneven bounce. But to begin, it'll be a cracking of pitch to bat first.
Cracking of a pitch to bat first, he says, if he's given the captain hat. That's what I wanted to know. Despite it being a good surface for the seamers early on, it's just the first couple of hours that you need to negotiate, which has been in the past couple of test matches as well. Players to watch out for. 3 players to watch out for, according to me. I've gone with my 3. Team India, it's going to be Yashasvi Jaiswal. I want some runs from the king himself, Virat Kohli, and Jasprit Bumrah without a doubt. For New Zealand, I've gone with Daryl Mitchell, Rachin Ravindra, and Ajaz Patel are the 3 players for me for New Zealand. Going to you, Jihan, first of all. Any changes for your 6 players?
See, I want Shubman Gill to score runs in the first innings. That is my first priority over here because he always capitalizes in the second innings.
Second innings, yeah.
So I think Shubman Gill number one definitely, and if played in the 11, then I want Kuldeep Yadav definitely a
Okay.
man to watch out for New Zealand because New Zealand don't like to play spin at all. That is what now obviously we have Ashwin and Jadeja definitely the 2 main stars of the Bangladesh series. But apart from that, if we are looking to play a third spinner, definitely it is going to be Kuldeep. Or if we are going with the same pace attack, I think Akashdeep is going to really trouble the New Zealanders, definitely for sure. And
Okay.
from New Zealand, I think Tom Latham, he has troubled our bowlers a lot. He's scored centuries in the white ball as well as red ball here, and he's played those long innings. And obviously, it's a big, as Baji mentioned, that Kane Williamson's absence is going to be a big advantage for us because we know I think in that
Yeah.
previously when they told us that Nagpur Test, Williamson had a very crucial role to play there to draw that test, and it was very frustrating. I mean, not to get that sole wicket. 1 wicket remained. So I think Williamson's absence, I think 50 or 60% of that advantage goes in favor of us. I think even in terms of bowling, I think Ajaz Patel. I mean, who can forget the 10-man star
Yeah.
who had Wankhede, and I mean, obviously he was a Mumbai born guy, and even I think Rachin Ravindra, I think he's going to play in his hometown only, and in the first test, these guys are going to look for to sure to trouble our batters somewhere around the line, but yeah, I don't see any much threat for New Zealand because especially they must be a bit demoralized coming from the Sri Lanka series. I mean, it
Yeah.
must have taken a big toll on them. I mean, they have not looked comfortable. They have not looked up to their even up to their average best. So yeah, I think we don't really have much to worry. But obviously, Williamson's injury coming into that a big concern here.
Okay, but moving on to Gurpalji, in the Bangladesh series, we had Nahid Rana's express pace. Similarly, tall and lanky William Aruke for New Zealand. Do you expect him to be a threat for India?
I'm not much seen of William Uruki for that matter. But yes, tall, lanky left-handers will get the extra bounce from the wicket. But I'm more concerned about Matt Henry because he has that Shane Bond kind of action and brings the ball in,
Yeah.
which covers Rohit Sharma and Shubman Gill at up front. If we happen to lose the toss, if the conditions are like green, tinge of green is there, then we have to be a little bit circumspect for the batter because he goes with the pace and he has that slanting in dipper as well,
Mhm.
which can trouble our opening batsman as well as Shubman Gill because we know Shubman
Absolutely.
Gill and Rohit Sharma both are contenders for LPW and could get gold as well. So like that. Jaz Patel is like no, but I'm more I'm want to see Mitch Santa. Mitch Santa is a very shrewd and smart bowler, and he will frustrate you. Will bowl at dot balls and dot overs. So again, I'm looking forward for the Indian batsman like to play spin very well on this critical ground.
Yeah.
KL Rahul could be an important man. Rishabh Pant could be an
Mm.
important man, and as Jehan said, Shubman Gill because again we want Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli to perform because for their confidence in the future series against Australia for the BGT. But again, I'm saying because I don't want this time Ravindra Jadeja or Ravichandran Ashwin to hold the fort and again get us to recovery. I want our proper batsmen to flourish this time. And Bangalore, Pune, and Wankhede, all the 3 pitches will support the stroke play and would be good for the batting as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's going to be a belter of a surface, as Rohan mentioned. Focusing into the predicted playing 11, starting with Team India. Here's mine. I go with the same 11 that played versus Bangladesh. Yashasvi Jaiswal, Rohit Sharma, Shubman Gill, Virat Kohli, KL Rahul, Rishabh Pant, Ashwin Jadeja, Bumrah, Siraj, Akashdeep. I think this is a very set 11. No changes for me. Rohan, same. No changes.
Yeah, same.
Same for Bangalore. Going into the other one, which is the New Zealand 11. This might be something very tricky. I'm going with Tom Latham, Devon Conway, William Young is taking the spot of Kane Williamson. Then you have Daryl Mitchell, Mark Chapman, Michael Bracewell. You have Rachin Ravindra, Mitchell Santner, Matt Henry, Ejaz Patel, and William Oruke. Are you going with Rohan? Are you going with somebody like Tim Southee's experience in this 11?
He has a good record in Bangalore, so I think someone like Southie will be a good one for them because they'll be short on seamers. They'll be just playing with two if they go with this. So I think they would
Okay.
like to have one more seamer just because the conditions that can offer in day one. But if they do that, I think the tail may be a little lengthy. But one thing for sure, man, the amount of lefties in this Kiwi lineup, Ravichandran Ashwin and Akashdeep will be lining them up.
Okay, so Jian, any additions or any changes for you for New Zealand?
For New Zealand, no, I don't think. I mean, I think they can add an extra. I think Bracewell coming in definitely. I think
Bracewell is there,
because
Santner is there, Ejaz Patel is there, Ravindra is there. So I think enough.
Ravindra
I
is there
think I
definitely.
think the point I like about Rohan is that get one more pacer into it, the experience of Saudi, but that will no doubt make the tail a little bit lengthy, but you will have all the bases covered, I think.
Yes.
So that will
I
more or
think
less have
Saudi
a
can
good,
bat as well. Saudi can hold around, hang around for a while. He's had
yeah,
that experienced guy. You can't like exactly think about leaving him unless an injury. I mean, till he retires,
through that.
definitely. You can't take a guy like him because you don't have Trent Bolt. Remember that they don't have Trent Bolt, and it is quite difficult. I think because the likes of Bolt and Saudi both, what deadly their combo they were for New Zealand over the years. I think with Bolt gone, with that contract gone, and apart from those ICC tournaments he might be playing, but apart from that, I don't think. They should be looking to drop Tim Saudi unless he's injured. Yeah, captaincy he was not looking too promising for me, but
Yeah.
you can't drop with the likes of Saudi definitely. He can
We have to
trouble
see
any
what
batsman.
we have to see what they do. But yes, his experience is really, really going to be key. So playing 11s are done, ladies and gentlemen. First test at Bangalore. I'll start with Gurpalji. It's time for predictions time now. Draw, win India comprehensively, or is it New Zealand? If all of you are saying India win, then I'll ask you your question. How many days?
I guess India will win in 3.5 days.
3.5 days, says Gurpalji. Rohan, how many days?
4 days because again it will be a bit more seaming in the day one, so I think because of that the three seamers should play. We don't want to get the wrong end of it playing the third seamer and I mean the third spinner and fall short if you get an advantage. So I think three seamers will be there definitely for Pune. I think there'll be rotation and get third seamer spinner in there for someone to get a rest there. But Bangalore, looking at the conditions, 4 days max, India win.
4 days, 3.5 days. The man who was accurate, bang on accurate in the second test was Bangladesh, said 2.5 days. Jian, over to you.
Uh, I will say 3.5 days. I'll go with Pachi. I mean, considering the playing days, I'm not counting if the days or sessions are washed out, but playing days, as I said, 3.5 days. I agree with Pachi because in Bangalore it won't be too easy, to wrap up any game in 2.5 days, definitely. But unless we see that New Zealand collapsed like that against Sri Lanka, it will be a different scenario. But I don't see that happening in Bangalore. And also, I see a series whitewash here, 3-0.
Series whitewash. We'll come and see as the test
Completely.
match progresses. But they are saying 3.5 days to 4. We will see. Nobody said 5 days at Bangalore, where we are seeing seamers to come into play. Thank you so much, all three of you. Thank you to all the viewers for watching this one. India versus New Zealand first test, all the way from Chinnaswamy Stadium. Sit back and enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe to Fifth Umpire. Press the bell icon as well. Thank you so much, and bye bye.